I was told that the work would be completed in a week. I have to admit that I was skeptical. Hi, my name's Bruce Graham. I'm the facilities director for a social service agency in southern New Jersey. The property that we have Dry Guys work on is a residential facility with a full basement. We would have water coming into the basement, and the basement was unusable. When we would have heavy rains, we would have water filling the window wells in the basement and then coming in over the windowsill, through the wall, and covering the basement floor. I did get other estimates. I wasn't convinced that what they were proposing as a solution would really take care of the problem. When Dry Guys came in, everything was explained to me as far as what materials would be used and how the process would take place. I was very impressed with the materials that were being used and the process that was being used. Something that really impressed me about the presentation was that the goal was that we never have water in the basement again. And that was what I wanted to hear. Other contractors were looking for a localized fix just in the front of the basement. However, Dry Guys, they were solutions focused, because I didn't feel that it was a sales pitch. One of the problems, like I had stated before, was the window wells would fill with water. Dry Guys has a product that actually allows the water to drain from the window wells into the channel that was installed along the foundation wall. While the construction was going on, there were penetrations through the foundation so that the groundwater could come in and travel the perimeter drain that was installed. I was amazed at the water that came out of the wall when the penetration was made. It was like a garden hose. Bear in mind, it hadn't rained for a couple weeks before. The groundwater had saturated the soil around the foundation, so any additional rain would have nowhere to go but inside. I'm confident that the next rain that we have, the water will follow its inside course along the channels and make its way to one of the two pump systems that were installed as part of this system. And I call this a system because it covered all aspects of my concern and our problems. I see what we had installed as being a solution, not a Band-Aid. I have confidence, as I was told during the presentation, you'll never have water in the basement again. I'm so confident that we're reflooring the basement. If you hear noise in the background, it's because I have construction going on while this is taking place. I also opted to have dehumidifiers placed in the basement. I have enough experience with basements that there will be humidity. I elected to have the Sanidry dehumidifiers in order to make it a more comfortable environment for whatever purpose the basement will serve. I also had ice guards installed. I had our downspouts connected to the drain system, which takes the water away from the building. I was really impressed with the ice guards because here in southern New Jersey in the winter, pipes freeze. It could stress out the pump, burn out the pump. There are openings that allow the pump to pump the water out. I was told that the work would be completed in a week. Having spent most of my adult life in different phases of construction, I have to admit that I was skeptical. I was blown away. They operate as a team. They're very efficient. They're knowledgeable of the product. Quite honestly, I thought about maybe trying to scout a couple of the guys. They cleaned up as they worked, and at the end of the day, they would go around and make sure they didn't leave anything laying at the job site. It actually took them from Monday till late Thursday afternoon, and the work was complete. There were no shortcuts taken. I was here the entire time managing the project. I would definitely recommend Dry Guys. I was so impressed.